We got jokes, we got news, and we got the main event, which, let me tell you something, brother. We're going to have all kinds of news for you straight here on this Sunday episode.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah,
When God
brother.
made America, he made the all effing wrestling show, brother.
Hit it.
Coming to you live from the effing worldwide media studios located in parts unknown.
It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
With your hosts, Canada Dry, and the JFB.
Good morning, good afternoon. If I don't see you till later, good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of the All Effin' Wrestling Show. I am, of course, one of your co-hosts in crime. I am the JFB, James from Boston.
And I'm, of course, brother, I am the patron saint of professional wrestling, brother. And I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry.
He's hooking up. There's no stopping him, brother. Now, of course, we are joined by our other brother.
From another mother, brother.
From another mother, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. There's nobody ever in the history of professional wrestling, brother, that has ever been an effing expert like me. I am the effing expert, Mr. Eyesiks.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
For those who can't tell, you'll find out during the main event. We have a special episode planned just for you guys. But before we get into the whole rigmarole of our main event, we have to go through, of course, some of our house cleaning. And that first one is the news.
The news.
Oh, yeah, brother. From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB. Woo! So before we get started with the news, we have to go through our fact of the day, which is brought to you by backshaves.com. That's right. You too busy in life? Backshaves.com. If you're too busy in life, you don't have time to shave your back, go to backshaves.com. They'll come out to your house, to your work. They'll shave your back for you. Backshaves.com.
Now, we talked yesterday on the show. The expert has the premium package.
Yes.
And with that premium package, somehow the girls who are shaving their back, they tend to be a little bit prettier.
Oh, really?
I can tell you they're prettier and they pack straight razors.
Oh.
So like it's a more professional experience.
or dudes, depending on who you want to shave your back. You don't have to pick a woman. You can pick a guy too.
Yeah. I mean, you get the little checkbox deal and you pick which one you want.
All right. So the premium deal, how much is that a month?
That would be $99.99.
That's well worth it.
Well worth it. Yeah. Well worth it.
Well worth it. All right. So what is our fact of the day, Mr. Canada Dry?
Okay, let me have a sip out of the old Batman mug.
Yeah.
Whoa, wow, all right. It's like a superpower when I drink this thing. It's just like floods into me. It's like a paranormal experience. So the fact of the week is this.
Okay.
There are only two mammals that like spicy food. The human
Yeah.
and the tree shrew. He likes spicy. He likes spicy food. He likes to have like chili peppers. He munches them down. No
Yeah, I was
problem.
gonna say, is he eat chili peppers? I mean, we're
Yeah,
talking
he
about
eats anything spicy. He just mouths on. He doesn't care.
talking about herbivores here. So I mean,
My God, how did you? I don't
know.
What
Coffee
scientist is like, hey, let's find out exactly how tolerant the shrew is to spicy food, and starts getting like ghost peppers, scorpion peppers. He eats it all. It's amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't even like they have a better tolerance for it than us even. Like we got our face all red. We want milk, we want sugar, we want
Yeah.
But they just like snack.
All right, let's get to the news really quickly. For those who watched the Battle of the Valley, you know who the IWGP Women's Champion is. Want to take a wild guess? That's right, it's Mercedes Moné. She beats Kairi Sane for the IWGP Women's title at Battle of the Valley. Kurt Angle is going to undergo some back surgery for some neck and back issues. Tony Khan decided to get into a Twitter fight with Ariel Helwani. For those who don't know who Ariel Helwani is, he is a MMA journalist. He decided to just go nuts on him. They bantered back and forth. Canada Dry, what are your thoughts on Tony Khan just picking a fight with Ariel Helwani?
Well, I think there was some bad feelings with them when that interview ended.
Yeah.
Originally.
Yeah.
Tony Khan's like, I'm sorry, I just can't give you this info right now. And the Little Mermaid, Ariel, he says, I can't. This is the worst interview of my life. You didn't give me nothing. Blah, 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 blah. And then Ariel shows up at the Elimination Chamber, or actually showed up on SmackDown.
Yeah.
With the WWE microphone. And, I think this is pretty biased. All I think WWE is buying the dirt sheet guys.
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense. Sam Roberts, Ariel Helwani. I mean, you might as well get them on your side at least, Speaking of Tony Khan, he says he has a major announcement.
Not major.
That's what
very important.
Very important. That's right. Very important announcement. So, Canada Dry, you go first. What are your thoughts on what this announcement is going to be?
Oh, geez. Could it be something simple like ROH special program that's coming up? Something simple.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a big kickoff show for ROH.
Okay. Mr. Expert?
Yeah, I would say it's got to be about one of two different things. Either something to do with the launch of Ring of Honor or something to do with the release of the video game. They just now got the teen rating that they were looking for.
Yeah.
So now they've actually got the green light to release it. So I don't know if maybe that's something he would announce. Otherwise, I don't really know. If I had to guess, I would guess one of those two items.
Okay. I'm going to take a stab and say CM Punk. CM Punk is coming back.
That would be the best scenario.
I also want to say hi to the people watching the show.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
George Penning.
George Penny, yeah.
What's up, Liam, George?
He says, hey, what's up, guys?
Someone named November Fire who's watching.
November Fire.
Yeah,
November Fire.
November Fire. He says, Ariel Helwani is to MMA journalism what Dave Meltzer is to wrestling journalism.
Well, it's kind of funny. Meltzer's very, very pro AEW and not WWE, but I don't see Tony Khan saying that about Meltzer.
Well, Meltzer's also not appearing on AEW with an AEW microphone in front of him.
That's true. Meltzer was at the New Japan show last night, though.
Yeah.
Well,
he was at the New Japan
that's a whole
show.
different thing, right?
Yeah. So if you're wondering who Bray Wyatt is going to be wrestling at WrestleMania, it's probably going to be Bobby Lashley because he called out whoever won between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar will face him at WrestleMania.
Well, is it going to be Bobby since it was no disqualification? Maybe
triple threat. That seems
Or
kind of odd. You get two of the biggest, strongest guys.
yeah, that was
and
a
then-
weird finish to that match.
Yeah, and then you get the guy who looks like an HVAC repairman. I mean, it doesn't balance out right. It's just if it was Strowman in those two, then okay, that makes sense. But and nothing against Bray. I love Bray. He's in an incredible shape, but he kind of looks like he works on diesel engines at a vocational school. Teaching kids how to fix
Yeah.
how to fix engines. So, speaking of elimination chamber, so let's kind of go over really quickly. So the women kicked off the show with the women's elimination match. When it goes on against Bianca Belair, won by Asuka. So we have Asuka as the winner. The Bobby Lashley and the Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar match ended with a DQ as he low blowed Bobby Lashley. That pronouns pal is Brock Lesnar. He low kicked him straight into the junk, right into the Yam Bag City, and then proceeded to F5 anything and everything that got in his way, including the referee,
Twice.
fans, cameramen, everybody just got.
Well, it's kind of that outburst that makes me think it will be him versus Bray.
I think so too, but in all honesty, I would rather see Lesnar go after the IC title because if I remember correctly, Lesnar's never won the IC. That's the only
That would be cool, right?
Him and Gunther. That would be fire.
That would be.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It could be fire because we don't know how long Lesnar can last in a match.
Yeah, that's very true. So we have the men's elimination chamber for the U.S. Championship, which was retained by Austin Theory. Scary moment, though. I don't know if it's kayfabe or not, but Montez Ford had to be escorted out. Now, I didn't see the refs do the X, so I'm not really sure if it was a legit injury.
I know because that gave room for a YouTube boy to run in the ring and beat the shit out of Rollins.
Yeah.
But Johnny Gargano looked like he took a bit of a painful thing there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't care what you say. When you are contained in a reinforced steel cage,
Hey noob.
Hey noob.
Noob.
When you're that, and it's not forgiving.
It was that top rope spot with Rollins that he did the Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
That it was looking like he hurt himself.
Yeah. But Montez
the refs were talking to him a lot, and he was the next eliminated. Maybe he was going to go a little bit further, but
yeah. And then the final match was I think I'm missing a match. Am I missing a match?
The tag match.
The mixed tag, the one we forgot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
we forgot it last night too.
Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor did not beat Edge and Beth Phoenix. They eked it out. Then we got the main event. In Montreal, the son of Montreal, Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. And to be honest with you, I honestly thought this was probably one of the best main events WWE's had in a long time. I thought the Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns was a great pay-per-view main event. This one stole the show. And it took about 6 minutes before they finally locked and collared. But the fans were just berserk. Like those fans were absolutely
that standing there back and forth. That reminded me of like old school Gorgeous George wrestling where they would just stand around spraying the mist for about 10 minutes.
Absolutely. George Penning says that that main event from last night was on fire.
That was a great main event. I love that. And I think it's about time people start giving Roman Reigns his due. Like he can put on good matches.
Yeah.
I was mentioning that if they wanted to turn Roman face now, he would be so over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like before it wasn't working. Now I think it would.
He needed the badass heel run. And now when he flips to badass babyface, he's going to be over. It's going to be like The Rock.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like The Rock was not over as a face, went heel, went babyface, and then was over.
Yeah. I think that's very possible. I mean, I think Roman Reigns naturally going to the face side of things works well than it was when he was shoved down our throats as being the face that runs the place. So,
Yep.
some other really quick news: WWE is now wanting Kenny Omega over Jay White. Mr. Expert, what do you think of that?
I think it makes sense. I mean, I think at least to an American audience, I think Kenny Omega has more cachet than Jay White.
Yeah.
I think Jay White's younger than Kenny Omega, if I'm not mistaken.
He
So
is.
like he might be a better long-term investment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kenny Omega's got name value. I think it could be another shock, that they could hire somebody away from AEW. And I think that alone would be worth going with Omega.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Canada Dry, what are your thoughts?
I think that would be a fine move. Where are we seeing these two?
Where are we seeing what two?
Where are we seeing this match?
No. The WWE wants to go after Kenny Omega. Apparently,
Oh, right. You know what? That's just like you mentioned Jay White. Sorry. So yeah, Kenny Omega going to WWE. It's funny because all the fanboys would be going flip flopping all of a sudden. Kenny Omega's the best when really Kenny Omega sucks. But the thing is, I don't know. You get that big payday, but I can't see Kenny Omega doing that. But I didn't see Cody Rhodes doing it either.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah. Jericho files a trademark for the name Jericho. Could we possibly see Jericho and Big Show team up one more time? Canada Dry, your thoughts?
We mentioned this on the Wrestling with the Paranormal, and this gets me excited because I love the Jericho tag team.
Yeah. Oh, I did too.
When they were the tag champions, they made that unified title legit.
Yeah.
Like no one could beat Jericho. They were just so incredible. I remember Jericho being drafted to the other show when he was sneaking into Raw. I was like,
I remember that too.
But you get Paul White joining the Jericho Appreciation Society. They have one big tag run.
Yeah.
I would who would love that?
Oh, I'd love to see it. What do you think, Mr. Expert?
I wouldn't mind seeing it. I don't think it's going to happen though, because I mean, obviously Paul White can't be called the Big Show, so the whole name of the show part of the name wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Yeah. I think he's probably doing something else with this, but I wouldn't mind seeing them get back together as a team for another.
Well, you can find ways around that.
The Big Glow.
No, it's not called Jericho, but you
the show Paul White.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess theoretically you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole effing show. That's us.
Yeah.
The whole effing
that's
show.
Us. Yeah. He said he uses that. We're going after his ass. We're gonna. Paul White's going to be a fourth guest permanently. That's his payment for stealing the whole effing show.
It's kind of like the Seinfeld gag of he's going to be sentenced to be your butler.
Yeah,
like instead of that, he's going to be sentenced to be the fourth co-host.
So can I ever leave the show? No.
No, you're stuck at the Worldwide Media Studios, pal.
And he has to wear the Captain Insano uniform.
Yes.
That's the requirement.
All right, one last bit of news. MVP on a podcast recently announced his Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers. They are as follows: Bobby the Brain Heenan, Paul Heyman, Gary Hart, and Jim Cornette. Guys, that's a pretty I mean, that's not that far-fetched of a Mount Rushmore. Canada Dry, any surprises?
Gary Hart was good, but he wasn't as mainstream.
No, he had very limited with early WCW, NWA, AWA, and stuff like that. So, yeah, absolutely. Mr. Expert, your thoughts?
I think it's a great list. I'm a little iffy on Gary Hart too, but I think Gary Hart was great though.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, I thought Gary Hart was just absolutely.
Well, that's kind of cool because then people are going to Google who's Gary Hart to figure out who he is.
It's going to introduce a whole new group of people because when growing up, I grew up with Gary Hart, and he was just he's that great, heel manager because he was sadistic. Like he wasn't like Heenan or Heyman or Cornette.
I think the original Hart Foundation missed something. If they would have added Gary Hart to their group as well.
That would have been
He's
so
a very
funny.
old school guy, too. Like, I used to listen to MLW radio back in the day when Court Bauer did that.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys listen to that or not, but
Yeah.
he was very, very close with him.
Yeah.
And, like, he told all kinds of stories about how, like, when he was a writer, apparently Paul Heyman didn't like him. Speaking about Court Bauer.
Yeah.
And Gary Hart was just like, well, you need to go in and you just need to grab that son of a bitch by the hair and you need to like dunk him in the toilet. And Court Bauer's like, Gary, this is like a corporate environment now. Like this isn't old school wrestling. We can't do it like that anymore.
We have HR departments, Mr. Hart. HR departments.
Can we show that last comment by George?
Yeah. We also need Jerichohausen and not just a cruise exclusive. Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, on the Rock and Rager cruise, Rock and Wrestling cruise that Jericho put on, he teamed up with Danhausen for Jerichohausen, and it was a really good match.
Painted up all like Danhausen as well.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with George, but at the same time, things like that need to be very minimal.
Yeah, I think you got to have it on the cruise.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want on the cruise, right?
The amount of money they're paying, they better invite me into the ring next time because those tickets were insane how much they charge for those cruises. So that is it. That's our news. And, we were talking about doing a joke of the week, but
hold on. Before we do that, I just wanted to Liam. He wanted me to do something for him. Yeah. So Liam, he was at 1PW last night, a wrestling event, and he met John Morrison wearing the All Effing Wrestling Show T-shirt.
Yeah, nice.
And he got a picture of them. But John Morrison goes, "That's a pretty kick-ass logo on that shirt," and that's pretty damn cool that John Morrison likes that shirt.
Hell yeah, John Morrison.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very
I mean,
cool.
John Morrison is an avid watcher and listener of our podcast and our show. And, John, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Maybe if you give us your information, we'll send you a shirt. That way you could wear it to the ring and tell everybody to go F off. So before we get to our joke, we're going to do our joke of the week, but unfortunately,
oh man,
yeah, this is a tough one.
This was hard.
I think you should take it Canada Dry because.
Okay, can you get that banner on the bottom there?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's.
So, I didn't know this, so I'd like to, since I'm the founder of Effing Wrestling, I guess the buck stops with me.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, this is hard. So we found out that the Pyramid 2.0 is a pyramid scheme.
You
yeah,
no way.
Yeah, like I didn't even get my pyramid ever.
Yeah, I got last year's model. So
yeah, and it didn't have Wi-Fi, right?
No Wi-Fi at all.
They promised and Wi-Fi was gone, but apparently Rich Southwood is the mastermind behind this whole pyramid thing.
Yeah.
That's obscene.
Yeah, he told me.
Shame on you, Rich Southwood.
Yeah, shame on you, Rich Southwood. So apparently, did you guys know this? That the pyramid is a tablet that's on the show The Office.
Yeah. I didn't know until I was watching a couple episodes this morning, and sure enough, the pyramid popped up, and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute, right?"
So we can see the Pyramid 2.0 comedy bit, January 2023 to February 2023. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Pyramid 2.0. It's time to die.
Had a good run.
It's time to die.
Had a good run, fellas.
It's time to go home forever.
Time to die.
What am I going to watch my Nick Gage death matches on now in bed?
Yeah, use your Apple.
All right, so let's get to our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a doozy. It is a doozy. Hit it, interns.
Can go
gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Oh, yeah, brother. It's time for the main event. So, over the years, we've had fun at Hogan's expense. We've tried reaching out to him. We've tried to, we kept a tally of a score of how many times he's lost to us. But something came up, and it rang that we needed to do a show, if you will, about Hulk Hogan. And what better way to introduce our friends and family and fans to the world of Hulk Hogan and the world of professional wrestling than the lies of Hulk Hogan, brother? That's
we
right.
even did our logo up like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, we did our logo just like Hulk Hogan. It's very sad, but this is going to be entertaining because we kind of, we're doing it draft style, so we're going to do it like a snake draft. First picks first, then
So
last.
you know what's interesting is like Hulk Hogan tells some Whoppers. It's almost like he should just have this big cardboard cutout at Burger King holding a Whopper. Brother, I invented the Whopper. Like
They were going to call it the Dropper, brother, but I named it the Whopper.
I named it the Whopper, and now I'm going to sell them in Tampa.
I'm going to sell them at the surf shop, brother.
Did you know it was my idea to put extra pickles on the Whopper, brother?
I came up with the sesame
It was my
seeds.
idea to make it flame broiled, brother. It's not just that flat bullshit like they have at McDonald's.
I'm kind of hungry. I want a Whopper now.
I kind of want a bacon Whopper.
Yeah.
Or an Impossible Whopper, because those are good. Those are delicious. All right, so let's go with Canada Dry. You want to go first?
All right, let me see. Let me look at my pile of lies.
Let's get the big shovel.
All right. So I'll start off as a light lie, maybe a white lie here.
Yeah.
So Hulk Hogan claims that he was the first person to really know that Kevin Owens was a star.
Yeah.
And this was in NXT, despite he was in Ring of Honor and all that in the Indies for like 10 years as like an indie darling.
Yeah.
He was the one that knew Kevin Owens was going to be a star.
He was sitting front row.
Another fact is that he wasn't even in good graces with WWE at this point.
He wasn't.
This is why the sex tape deal, right? Where he was being racist.
Oh, God. I watched that once, and it was enough to scar me for life.
Could you imagine
you
the
watched it?
absurdity
Oh,
of
yeah.
Hogan sitting in the crowd of like a Canadian independent wrestling show
Oh,
with
my
like a
God.
hood over his head so nobody know who he is? I'm here to watch Kevin Steen, brother. He's the future.
You know what's I have a great idea. Why don't we? Because he loves Owen Hart, brother. We'll call him Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I told him, you love Owen Hart. Why don't you be Kevin Owens, man?
Yeah, brother.
That's what you should do, brother.
So Hulk.
So Hulk watches our Ring of Honor. No.
I wouldn't doubt it
no
if
way
Hulk
Hulk Hogan
Hogan
was watching
couldn't
Ring
even
of
tell you what Ring of Honor was.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, "What? What's Ring of Honor?
What was that?
I wrestled there a couple times."
George Penny goes, huh? Kevin Owens was a star in Ring of Honor before WWE.
Well, if they paid him enough money, he would have gone to Ring of Honor.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. I mean, let's look at all the companies Hulk Hogan's tanked over the years. Impact, WCW. The list goes on and on.
I'm sure the Ring
Anyways,
of Honor crowd would have really appreciated his 3-move matches.
yeah.
I invented the pure championship, brother.
That was all my idea, brother. Let's go to Mr. Expert. What's your number 5?
My number 5, and this one is one that I've referenced a few times on the show just because I think it's absolutely hilarious as a fan. Hulk Hogan claims that he has either been asked or inquired or seriously been considered to be the bass player for Metallica or the Rolling Stones.
Or, I love this, or the Rolling Stones, not one or the other.
Yeah. So, like,
which
like
one's more credible? Like,
well, he claims that he met Mick Jagger's ex-wife at some kind of event and like signed a bunch of merch for her, and was like, I know all the Stones songs, brother. why don't you go back and tell Mick Jagger, Daddy, I could come in there and I could play the bass. And then he had a similar story about meeting Lars Ulrich of Metallica. And Lars Ulrich, the drummer of Metallica, went on Howard Stern and was like, I've never met him before in my life.
Oh
I don't know
my
what the hell
God.
he's talking about. So that's my favorite. I could see Hulk Hogan being
That's
the
your
bass
favorite,
player
and you're
of the
dropping
Rolling
it at number
Stones.
5.
It's funny. It's funny. But I've already mentioned it before, so it's number 5.
Yeah. So we could Liam suggests you could bull or truth based on Hogan stories. I mean,
You totally could. We could make up lies about the Whopper and all that. We'd have to guess if it's full of truth. Maybe we'll do that on an episode of. We'll get him to do it on an episode of Wrestling with the Paranormal. He could do some Hulk Hogan bull or truths for us.
Oh,
that
that
would be
would be-
hilarious.
that
Absolutely.
would be freaking fun. I would come on for that show just for that. So my number 5, Hulk Hogan at one time claims that he wrestled 400 days in one calendar year because of time zones. So Hulk Hogan is so awesome that time doesn't exist in the world of the Hulkster. Yeah, I mean, there's time zones. I mean, does he have a red and yellow time machine? 1982, brother, and then you press the button and it sends you back, and you can go to different places. I mean,
This one is really interesting that he's able to This is just ridiculous. Hulkamania defies the laws of science, brother.
calendars don't exist. I created the calendars, brother. There's 420 days in my calendar, brother.
I thought this was a Hulk Hogan live show.
But it's bull or truthing Hulk Hogan. The best one is just Hogan must have failed maths.
Not just one math, all the maths.
All the
Algebra,
maths.
geometry,
Not mathematics,
trigonometry,
maths.
all of it.
Yeah. And then November Fire says they all can't be Scott Steiner.
That spells disaster for you.
Yeah, that's crazy that he would say that. Was he high? Maybe.
Had to be.
Like,
Speaking of Steiner math, not that this is a Steiner show, but my nephew was doing a math at the kitchen table. I went to go visit my sister in Knoxville, and he looked and he's like, "What do you think?" And I look at this. The first thing I said was, "Who's your teacher, Scott Steiner?" It made no sense. It was like this new math that I've never seen or heard
Yeah,
of.
they got that Common Core crap now.
Oh my God,
It's like it doesn't make any sense.
It's just all over the place. Like it takes you 40 minutes to figure out what's 4 plus 2. Like it should take you 42 minutes. 4 plus 2 is 6. Damn it, that's
I
easy.
thought math was supposed to be easier.
Yeah, it's not. It's gone harder. It's gone more.
It's
difficult.
definitely not easier. Yeah.
All right, so I will go first for the second round. So Hulk Hogan claims that he partied with John Belushi right after WrestleMania 2. Now, this would require suspending any form of reality and the belief that zombies are real because John Belushi died in 1982. He partied with him in 1986. This is before holograms came to be a thing at concerts with Tupac and Whitney Houston. This was in his autobiography, which I kid you not, I don't even know what to say. He partied with John Belushi.
So this is my theory on this. It's actually James Belushi, and he's like, well, he's not as famous as John Belushi.
Yeah, it's got to be Jim Belushi.
Yeah,
I got to believe it.
He's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I got to
He's
believe
like,
that
well,
he actually
I like
got
the
the
idea
last
that
name
it's
right.
John Belushi better. So let's just change that, race that out there.
Yeah. Let's take it from Jim to John, brother.
People won't care.
I mean, can you imagine what it would be like to be writing his autobiography? Because it wasn't written by him; it was written by someone else. And he's like, John Belushi died in 82. I don't care, brother. That's who I partied with. It was John Belushi in 86.
Are you calling the Hulkster a liar, brother?
Look, man, all I know is John Belushi was there. And we partied, brother. I mean, that's all I know.
We snorted
Maybe
cocaine
Jim
out of a bunch of hookers.
himself
He
as
was
Jim
hid by the
Brennan.
Illuminati, brother, but he came out to party that night.
Maybe Jim introduced himself as Mr. Belushi, and then Hogan just didn't know.
I mean, very possible. Who knows? All right, Mr. Expert, you're next. What's your next one?
All right, so this one I thought this was kind of interesting. He sat with Kerry Von Erich on the way to Japan 72 hours before Kerry Von Erich killed himself. So, yeah, okay, Hulk.
You know, brothers, he told me that he was depressed, brother. And I was gonna like, dude, you can't kill yourself. And you know, just the fact he talked to me made him kill himself even faster. So
I was there, man. I was there, brother. And I knew there was something a little off about him, brother. This kind of reminds me of, and I love Mick Foley, and he's not a liar like Hogan is, but this kind of reminds me of like every time something happens with somebody, Foley's always like, well, I just saw them last Tuesday. And, you know, it's like you always have to connect yourself with the person who was just deceased. And it's kind of gross, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me here with Hogan.
Oh, my God. This is the most.
it's kind of a scumbag move. When someone dies, you're like, you just get yourself right in there.
And like I said, I like Foley, but he does this all the time. He's like, I just talked to that person 2 weeks ago, or I just saw them 6 months.
Well, Foley must be on his phone with every single wrestler ever.
You would think that Foley like personally speaks to every single person that's ever wrestled and passed away.
Yeah. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. And I'm actually looking up on, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he wasn't even in Japan at all. He wasn't in Japan at all. Oh God, he was not even in Japan.
Yeah, I don't remember Von Erich being in Japan. Like, I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah, well, David was the first Von Erich to die. He died in Japan, but
yeah, David was. Yeah.
So it's just.
I was flying to Japan for some sushi with my good friend Kerry Von Erich, brother.
That guy really loved California rolls, brother, but they didn't have it, so that's why
we had some sushi.
So we went
and we
back
had
to
some sake,
California.
brother.
So
And
bad.
Kerry Von Erich could slam some sake, brother.
We love you, Kerry Von Erich, man, but Hulk Hogan, my God. All right, Canada Dry, what's your next one?
All right. So a famous lie that Hulk Hogan told was he was asked to join the UFC in 1993. The UFC founders they never talked to him. But that's not the only claim. He claimed to be involved in MMA. He said he fought Pride fighters in 1977.
Yeah,
even had some legit fights with them, and he claims he but Pride isn't filmed started until 1997.
Yeah,
1997.
But yeah, UFC and Pride, he claims he was part of.
Oh God,
that's great. That's great.
The best ones are the ones where he claims he shoot wrestled Harley Race, and
Wait, this is free. This one,
this one's a free one. He did a shoot match again. Oh, it was it Zabisco or was it? I'm trying to remember who it was. But he went on a shoot fight and won it, and I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I mean, it's just.
Well, the interesting thing is, did he tell this when Harley Race was dead already?
Yeah.
You see, he's like, he can't refute my story, brother.
He's not going to come back from the grave. George Penning says, is Hulk Hogan not actually from a different Earth at this point, proving we have a multiverse? I mean,
he's in the Hulkiverse.
He goes back and forth.
He's got the Hulkiverse. He's
from
Hulk Hogan Earth 4.
If this whole story with him and Pride in the UFC like had any validity to it, it'd be kind of funny. Because if you watch a lot of old Pride fights, you'd see they would stick these gassed up, muscular pro wrestlers against like little guys that could really fight.
Yep.
And it would just be an absolutely lopsided beatdown.
Yeah.
But you could also kick someone in the balls back then. It was fine.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, it was totally legit. I mean, if you want to see a funny one, look up Alberto Del Rio fighting Mirko Cro Cop. That was pretty funny.
Oh God, that was hilarious. I've never seen Alberto Del Rio look as confused and lost in my entire life than he did against Cro Cop. He literally looked like he was playing a different game.
Did he get his ass kicked?
Oh yeah.
I'll have to look that one up.
He literally, I mean, you can find it on YouTube. He kind of danced around. He was wearing a lucha mask, which looks stupid. He was kind of dancing around the ring, and then Cro Cop just head kicks him and just knocks him clean out. It was just, it was pathetic.
So maybe he came to wrestle and he was put in a fight he didn't know.
See, that's what Inoki tried to do a lot. He tried to book a lot of like MMA guys against like pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
So that the MMA guys would just destroy the pro wrestlers and it would make them look like gods in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. November Fire says Hulk Hogan defeated Frank Dux at the Kumite. Guys who are watching live, if you have zingers like this, please put it in the comments. We'll put it on the air.
I'm the one guy who out grappled Helio Gracie. I'm the one guy. I submitted him, Hickson Gracie. I submitted him too, brother. He was actually 401.
All right, Canada Dry. What's your next one?
Well, I just gave mine.
Yeah, but you're going again. Now you go.
I'm going again. Back to back Canada Dry.
Back to back Canada Dry.
Yeah.
Right.
We're slamming Canada Dries back to back here, man. We'll be drunk eventually.
Slamming. So in WrestleMania 3, he claims that even though we know other people slammed Andre the Giant before this, he claims he was the first to slam Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
But not only that, he claims that Andre the Giant was 697 pounds that day when he slammed
absurd.
And he tore 18 muscles in his back doing it. How lucky the match was over, brother, because I was freaking paralyzed.
Oh my God.
I had to have Brother Love come in and pray over me and rejuvenate my body, brother.
I love you.
That is so ridiculous. I mean, obviously we know that Andre had been slammed multiple times before that by multiple people. Harley Race did it.
Including Hogan.
Hogan did it. Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to talk about that first time. It wasn't as heavy.
He had the atomic weight of 950,000 pounds.
Yeah, that was on the Love Sponge show, by the way, that he said this. Yeah, he was just down in the Big Macs that day, brother.
Yeah, he used to tell all kinds of whoppers back on Bubba's show. I used to listen to that back in the day.
Oh my God. George Penning says these Hulk Hogan lies are like the bad version of Chuck Norris memes. Hulk Hogan once met Chuck Norris and now we have Chucklemania.
Chucklemania. I would go for that. Chucklemania.
Chucklemania. Maybe that's why he's had so many back surgeries. I mean, very possibly.
I mean, 18 muscles in your back is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
It is.
So Hulk Hogan got caught in his own lie the last time he was on Raw.
Yeah. Because
he was like, oh man, I'm just so that people were reporting, and then they're like, no, Hulk Hogan's fine.
All right, Mr. Expert, what's your next one?
All right. Hulk Hogan claimed that he was an all-state pitcher and was scouted by the Yankees and the Reds before he had an injury. I guess he's trying to steal Randy Savage's gimmick.
That's what I get. Like, because he throws in the Reds there. It's like, well, we'll throw in the Yankees just because they're
they actually wanted me over Poffo, brother.
Oh, my God. You know, it's funny because he also claimed in his autobiography, and I don't know why, but I just remembered, that he said he had batted .714 at the Little League World Series. Now, if you go to the Little League World Series website and look up Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan's real name, there's no name of Terry Bollea ever playing in the Little League World Series. He hit 714 at the age of 11 and had scouts there as well.
Serious batting average. No wonder he got scouted by the Yankees.
That is insane, man. The Yankees probably signed him when he was 12.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. Andrew would enjoy professional wrestling because baseball is too physically intensive of a sport. You got to go to professional wrestling.
Oh my god! If that sport was any more low impact, you literally would be seeing guys in recliners.
Like
just
people in
fielding balls.
baseball literally play till they're like almost 60.
Yeah.
Because like it's such a low impact sport.
Yep.
We're not even mentioning the fact that he said he's like 4 inches shorter now.
Oh yeah, because of his back and neck. Yeah, he's 4
It's
inches.
like I'm totally shrunken, brother.
Yeah, brother. Nothing will beat the day when he was in court over the Gawker lawsuit when he finally admitted that his pythons are not 27 inches.
What? He lied about that?
He lied about that. I know.
I thought you were going to talk about how he said that Terry Bollea had a small one, but Hulk Hogan didn't.
Yes. Well, I was going to bring that up too as well.
You know what's the funny thing is that's the one time he told the truth.
Terry Bollea's isn't that big, brother, but Hulk Hogan's is.
Like, since I'm under oath, I guess I got to tell the truth, brother.
November 5 said it was actually the T-Ball World Series. George Penny says, wait, Hulk Hogan has shrunk, not just in height.
But the funny is the T-Ball World Series, and he's only hitting 700.
Yeah, exactly. You should be, T-Ball World Series, you should be hitting a lot higher than 714.
He should be hitting 1,000.
Yeah. All right, here's my next one. Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, claims that he was blackballed in Hollywood for turning down the advances of a gay producer. Now I live in the movie world. I work in film. I work in film and television. And I can attest to you this. If you've ever sat down and watched Hulk Hogan movies, that was the reason why you were blackballed. Not because you spurned a gay producer. It's because your movies are crap.
Hold on now. We are not going to besmirch Suburban Commando. Okay.
I'm not going to
had Undertaker with the chipmunk voice. Come on, guys.
Yes. I totally forgot about
Santa
that.
with muscles was amazing.
Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna go with my next one. My number 2 claims he wrote the screenplays for No Holds Barred, Santa with Muscles, and Mr. Nanny. He also claims that the Writers Guild of America screwed him out of writing credits.
You screwed me, bro. They screwed me.
Here's how it works. You write a script. You sell it. You sell it to Hollywood. Hollywood decides to produce it. It goes into production. It gets made. But they do substantial rewrites. You'll get a story credit, and the person who did the majority of the screenwriting gets the screenwriting credit. Hulk Hogan has no story or screenwriting credits whatsoever. That's how the Writers Guild works. That's how most of the guilds work. If you're going to do the majority of the work, you are going to get the credit, and somebody else will get a half credit.
I want to know, how did he talk Vince McMahon? Vince like in his like heyday was super smart. How did he talk Vince McMahon into backing No Holds Barred?
It's going to have the word doo-doo, brother.
Yeah. Vince had to have read the script and be like,
I'm going to wear powder blue and white, and I'm going to be ripped, brother.
I've actually met the guy who directed this. This was years ago. I met him in California. And he said that Hulk Hogan was probably one of the worst people to work with. He had an entourage. He had all these writers in his contract. He was pampered. He said it was a royal pain in the ass. It was the worst experience he ever had filming a movie in his entire life. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
George Penny says, well, Hulk Hogan looked better losing to Rocky Balboa anyways.
Yes, that's true. Underlips
took
the fall.
Yep. And then Liam Wakeland, well, he failed math, so possibly failed English. All right, Mr. Expert, what's your next one?
All right, so this one, I found this one to be fascinating. Hogan claims that he was supposed to wrestle Mike Tyson in WCW, but Tyson was scared. And we're talking about like killer Mike Tyson here from the 90s, where he was not scared of a damn thing.
This one blows my mind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is Mike Tyson in his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking about 1990s Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
you're not talking about the reformed man Mike Tyson we see today. You're talking about mean, nasty Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Who could kill you and not think twice about it.
A guy who was very much not on medication at the time he was fighting in those times. What I find very interesting about this is if you listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, they talked about the Mike Tyson coming to WWE. And they said that the reason why Mike Tyson originally was supposed to wrestle for WCW and backed out is because they couldn't meet his payment. They couldn't pay him the amount of money he wanted. And Vince jumped on and said, hell yeah, we'll pay it. In fact, we'll pay it plus 10%.
Oh, that makes sense why Mike Tyson was saying WCW sucks at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes more sense to me now.
Yeah. Wasn't because he was scared. It's because Ted Turner didn't want to open up his books.
He was scared of the largest pythons in the world, brother, where I stand here like a stone and don't move at all with no head movement, brother. He certainly wouldn't punch me, brother.
November Fire. Do we know you, November Fire? If we know you, let us know. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. I learned that from the Chappelle Show and from Rick what's his name?
Rick James.
Show.
Is this the free crack giveaway?
That's pretty good.
Mike Tyson being scared of Hulk Hogan in the 90s. Insert J. Jonah Jameson laughing.
That meme would be perfect here.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then of course
Spider-Man reference.
Liam says Tyson, the baddest man on the planet. Maybe Hulk was the scared one.
Well, he wouldn't fight with Brett, so
That's true. That's true. All right, Canada Dry. What is your next one?
this one I really like it. So he claims. First of all, let's give Hulk Hogan a little credit, a little bit. He was involved with a lot of Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. He met a lot of things. He did sign a lot of autographs for that. But this lie, he claims that he brought a Make-A-Wish kid, Foundation kid, to Wembley Stadium to see Brett and Davey Boy in their big main event match. But the funny thing about this is Hulk Hogan was never at that event.
Yep.
He wasn't in WWE at the time.
True.
So, like, what's the basis between this lie? Do you just wanted to be at Wembley Stadium for some reason that you weren't there?
Because it was a great match, and he hated the fact that, because this is between WWE and before he went to WCW, when he was doing Thunder in Paradise and a couple of different movies.
He's doing some New Japan stuff.
92, right? So maybe he was part of WWE still. 92.
No, he was gone in 92.
Yeah, so he wasn't.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even part of WWE.
Yep, exactly. I was there in 1842 during the Civil War, brother.
I'm the reason that the slaves got to Canada. I'm the real Underground Railroad, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. 1776, I stood right up there and I told the Redcoats, you will fall to Hulkamania, brother, because we are America and it runs wild through our veins.
Let me tell you something, brother. Christopher Columbus is code word for Terry Bollea, brother. I'm the one who discovered America.
I found all the spices, bro. Took them back to Portugal.
Oh, God. I love it. I love it. All right, Canada, what's your last one?
All right. The last one is that he took a tombstone from The Undertaker.
Yeah.
And he claims that it fucked up his oh, sorry, I swore.
Oh, Canada Dry.
Spencer's he got the vertebrae in his neck all screwed up, his back is all screwed up because Undertaker hit his head on the mat.
Yeah.
But if you look at the pictures and you look at the film, Hulk Hogan's head is this far from the mat.
Yeah. It's not even close.
No, but Undertaker felt so bad and he's apologizing, and but eventually, Undertaker finds out it's all a lie, and he's pissed at himself that he fell for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I'll put a link in the show notes to a YouTube video that will show that it was about 6 to 8 inches from the mat and the chair, and it was not a botched tombstone polish.
Kayfabe, brother.
Oh my god, this is the most ridiculous. We gotta do a part 2.
But not only that, you're not just telling a lie for the sake of a lie. You're hurting someone else's career now.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, here's Liam Wakeland says, is there any reports of people being injured from the tombstone? The answer to that question is emphatic no.
Yeah, I don't
Not
believe
for
so.
no.
Yeah,
Taker never hurt anybody. Basically, anybody that used it as a finisher typically never hurt anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Orndorff, Lawler. Yeah.
So George Penny goes, damn it, Hogan. Now you look now you massacred my boy Canada Dry.
What? I don't get this one.
Yeah, Taker, Bret Hart are probably the 2 safest wrestlers in wrestling. This is a good idea. We should do a show about the safest wrestlers because I don't remember anybody ever being
Mr. Perfect would be on that list for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Bret was, but I mean, I don't even remember maybe 1 or 2 people ever being hurt from Taker, and it was just a freak accident more than anything else. So, all right, Mr. Eyesiks, what's your last one?
This is awesome. This is another one that I've heard for years, and I absolutely love this Whopper. This is a Whopper with extra cheese and mayonnaise, my friends. This one, and it can be cooked on this as well. Yeah. He claims that he was offered the George Foreman grill, but missed out on the opportunity because he was picking up his kids. So he just missed that valuable phone call offering him the $100 million George Foreman grill deal. It was going to be the Hulkster grill, brother. And he was going to make Whoppers all day long with extra cheese for everybody.
Oh my goodness, this is the ridiculous of this. Like, if they wanted Hulk Hogan, they would call back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just call you. I mean, this isn't like hiring somebody for Arby's, okay? Yeah. Like, they're not going to call you, and then if you don't answer, they're going to call the next girl they interviewed.
We called you, Hulk Hogan, and unfortunately, you didn't answer, so we needed to move on this thing. Who we got next?
Yeah.
George Foreman. We had to move. We had to get another big guy who's known to be tough. So we got George Foreman. Sorry, Hulk. What can we do?
God. That lie's so preposterous.
It is so stupid.
I couldn't even when I saw this. I couldn't even wrap my head around this. That he had the opportunity to get George Foreman, but because I'm picking up my kids, like they wouldn't call back. Like they wouldn't call back.
It's like I said, it's like the absurdity of like, they're
leaving a message. Hogan, sorry, we forgot you didn't answer. So
you missed a call offering you like a drive-through position at Arby's, so they called like the next girl that they interviewed right after you left.
Yeah,
that's.
I'm just shocked because I had my phone on silent. They said we had to hire the next guy, but it was working at Costco.
Oh, Hogan. Hogan.
All right, I'm bringing up the rear on this one. Well, let's see. November Fire says they wanted him, but passed, or Foreman did accept first. I mean, it's just bullshit from Hulk Hogan. My last one.
I don't think that's how these deals go. I don't think they offer it to multiple people, and then whoever chimes in first gets it.
Yeah, whoever returns.
Let me tell you something. We were gonna race into the contract, brother. I had to stop picking up my kids. But George Foreman, he had a direct route straight to the contract. By the time I arrived, I already saw it on a pole. With his
There's a contract on a pole, man.
And I told him, brother, I said, I'll get in the ring and I'll box you for it, brother. And he was scared. He backed down from me, brother, because he was getting up there at age, brother, and he couldn't take these pythons.
All right, here's my last one. This is my first one, my number one. He claims that Darren Aronofsky, the film director, was going to cast him as the lead in the movie The Wrestler. However, Darren Aronofsky, on multiple occasions, including the director's commentary, has explicitly said that Hulk Hogan was never considered or even thought of or even discussed or even imagined to be the wrestler in the movie The Wrestler. It was, yeah.
But also he said he declined the role because he felt he wasn't deserving.
Yeah.
I'm such a nice guy that I'm going to pass it off to maybe someone a little better actor than me. Because I'm such a nice guy.
Never. He's always put over the better wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a very kind, considerate gentleman. Hulk Hogan is.
Hey, this is the Hulk Hogan lies, not the lies of JFB.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is our 15. We drafted 15 specifically Hulk Hogan lies, the Whoppers of Hulk Hogan. I think we could do a part 2. It might be stretching it a little bit, but if you
we'll see. Maybe Hogan can lie a little bit more for us, so we can.
We could do a deeper dive, get some of the deep cuts, the ones that aren't played on the radio so much. I bet he's got some deep cut lies.
I'm gonna edit that thumbnail that we got up there. I'm gonna put a Whopper in there.
Yeah. If you got some zingers and whoppers, leave them in the comments below. There's multiple ways to get a hold of us. You can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. You can click like and subscribe. And the best part is we have our social media links, but there's only one social media link that takes you to AFW, and it's not down there. It's at our website. Oh, it's not there. It's at our website, effingwrestling.com, where you can go and get part of this amazing prediction league called AFW, All Effing Wrestling. It is the #1 prediction league in Facebook, according to Prediction Wrestling Monthly, which I am a subscriber of.
Yeah, great publication.
The Effing Expert. He's the #1 contender for the Effing Wrestling World Title.
Really?
Yes, I am.
I am so far low on the totem pole that I'm in like Antarctica and I'm under the ice.
You need to get some promos going again. You need to get some points in.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I got to build myself back up. I've been on quite the losing streak since I dropped the DTW championship, so I got to get back on there. But if you would like to support the show, support AFW, hell, if you join AFW and you want your own shirt, we'll design one for you, because you can go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling, where you can get any of these shirts. The Deadly Saint shirt, the Effing Wrestling shirt, the Middle Finger shirt, as shown by our beautiful... Woohoo! Yes, that's right. Natalia Markova, the All Effing Wrestling shirt. You can get the Middle Finger shirt. She is freaking awesome. If you love old school wrestling, and we know you do. We know you do. All you have to do is go to prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all your Adonis wares, including this shirt, the adorable Adrian Adonis, flipping off the middle finger. So go to our website, go to our YouTube channel, click like and subscribe, go to our Pro Wrestling Tees store. On behalf,
you even have a Effing Wrestling with the Hulk Hogan letters.
Yeah, we do have an Effing Wrestling with the Hulk Hogan font. So
I've looked at that one, yeah.
Because we're good, brother. We're good. So go to any of those sites. Go ahead and support the show. If you have iTunes and you listen to your podcast through Apple, leave us a 5-star review. If you do, I will read it on the air. We will make you internet famous or infamous, depending on what your comment says. But on behalf of Mr. Eyesiks on Canada Dry, I am the JFB.
And remember to just keep fighting.
Ding, ding, ding.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms. like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effin wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effin wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effinwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.